If you're thinking about moving to Topsail Island, North Carolina, then this video is for you, because Topsail is one of those places that looks amazing on the surface, and honestly, it is amazing. But before you buy a house, there are a few things that you actually need to know. The beach lifestyle is incredible. The views are incredible. The pace of life is slower. It feels peaceful, it feels relaxing, and it feels like the kind of place that you come to or move to if you're trying to escape that big city living. But there's another side to Topsail Island as well. The real monthly costs, the taxes, the insurance, the maintenance, and the day-to-day reality that quickly surprise people when you move here. So in this video, I'm going to walk through what Topsail Island really costs, what the different areas feel like, and what kind of homes you can actually buy here on the island. In addition to what life is actually like here and whether this is the right move for you and your family. By the end of this video, you should have a much better idea whether Topsail Island is just a place that you love visiting for vacation, or whether it's the kind of place that you actually want to call home. Now, let's get into it. Topsail Island is not just one single market. That's one of the things that you need to understand first. When people say that they want to live on Topsail Island, what they usually mean is that they want a certain kind of lifestyle. But that lifestyle can look pretty different depending on where you are on the island. The main areas most people think about are North Topsail Beach, Surf City, and Topsail Beach. That's north, right smack dab in the middle, and then on the south end. And each area kind of has its own feel. North Topsail Beach is much quieter. It's much more spread out, and it tends to feel more relaxed and less busy, especially depending on the time of year. Surf City is more of the active kind of area. It feels more central, more convenient, and more like a hub of the island for a lot of people that live there. Topsail Beach is more of that classic small town beach feel. It's calm, it's charming, and it's a slower pace of life that a lot of buyers really love when they move here. So when someone says, I want to live on Topsail, the real question is not just whether you want to be on the island, it's about where. And in addition, it's about what type of lifestyle you actually want, because that matters a lot. Now, let's talk about why people move here in the first place. And let's be honest, nobody moves to Topsail Island because they want a fast-paced lifestyle. They would move to a large city like Raleigh or Charlotte for something like that. People move here because they want the ocean. They want quiet and slower pace of life. They want the beach walks, the fishing, the boating, and the kind of daily life that feels more peaceful than pressured. That's the real appeal to Topsail Island. You wake up and you're close to the water on every side of you. You can walk the beach, you can fish, you can boat, and you can spend your weekends outside instead of sitting in traffic all day. And for a lot of people, that's exactly the life that they want. Topsail Beach's town resources highlight beach access, swimming, surfing, fishing, boating, and the pier. There are some marinas, local shops, restaurants, the craft market, putt-putt golf, skating, and the Missiles and More Museum as part of the local experience. So this is not just a place to visit. This is a place where lifestyle is built around the water and the outdoors. And if that sounds good to you, then Topsail probably already has your attention. And so now let's get into the part that everybody really wants to know. What does it actually cost to live here on Topsail Island? And this is actually where a lot of buyers get surprised as well, because Topsail Island, it's not cheap. It's also not the most expensive island you're gonna buy on, because it is a coastal market, and coastal markets come with a premium. The housing costs are a big part of that as well. In Topsail Beach, the cost of living is above the national average, definitely, with housing being the biggest driver. Median home prices can be well into the seven-figure range depending on location, condition, and water access, and even rental costs are elevated compared with the national average as well. That means if you're moving here, you need to think about more than just the purchase price. You need to think about the total monthly picture, because a house that looks affordable on paper can become a very different number once you factor in taxes, insurance, and maintenance. And that brings about the next point, taxes and insurance. This is where a lot of relocation buyers get caught off guard. On the tax side, you need to know that Surf City and Topsail Beach collect their own taxes, and those bills are due on September 1st. That may not sound like a huge deal at first, but when you're moving to a new area, it helps understand the tax structure before you actually buy here. And then there's the insurance piece. And on a coastal island, insurance is a major part of the monthly equation. You're not just thinking about homeowners insurance. You also need to think about wind coverage. You need to think about the flood insurance. You need to think about possible HOA dues. And you need to think about the reality of salt air, humidity, storms, and the long-term maintenance of that all. This is why two homes that look very similar can have very different monthly payments. One may be at a slightly better elevation, therefore making it much cheaper. In addition, one may have a different insurance profile. One may have a different HOA. One may need more upkeep, and all of that ends up changing the math in the long run. So when people ask me, can I afford Topsail Island? My answer is always maybe. Let's look at the full monthly budget and the monthly cost, and let's list out all the prices that are included in that. And that is the real answer. Now, let's zoom out and talk about the overall cost of living. Topsail Beach sits above the national average overall. Housing is the biggest factor, but utilities and transportation are also higher than average. Grocery costs are actually a little bit more manageable than some people expect, but the overall coastal premium is still very real. So what does that mean in real life? It means that if you're moving from a low-cost inland area, you're probably going to feel that difference. But if you're moving from another coastal market, Topsail might feel reasonable depending on where you're coming from. But either way, the key is to budget based on the lifestyle that you want, not just the house that you want. Because this is one of those places where the dream is beautiful, but monthly number has to work out as well. Now, let's talk about the daily life and what it actually feels like on Topsail Island, because that's where this area really shines. Living here is about a slower pace. It's about being close to the water. It's about beach walks in the morning. It's about fishing off the pier and boating in the sound. It's also about paddleboarding, kayaking, and spending time outside instead of feeling rushed all the time. And that's the kind of lifestyle that this place offers. And for the right person, that is priceless. But I also want to be very honest with you. This is not the kind of place where everything is always fast and convenient and buzzing with activity. When you move to Topsail Island, you're choosing the beach lifestyle first. Convenience comes second. That doesn't mean that it's inconvenient, especially depending on where you are. It just means that you need to understand what you're signing up for. You're not moving here because you want non-stop entertainment. You're moving here because you want peace, access to the water, and far more relaxed style of living. And if that sounds like you and your family, then this area may fit you better than almost anywhere else. Now, let's talk about what there is to do. And this is where a lot of people kind of worry that it's a smaller coastal town, that, you know, it might feel boring. But Topsail is not really boring. It's just a different kind of fun. The fun here is more about settling than about the big attractions that you might get in a larger city. You've got the beach, you've got swimming, you've got surfing, you've got fishing, you've got boating, and you've got the pier as well as the marina. You've got small shops and restaurants. You've got the museum, and you've got seasonal activity. You've got that relaxed coastal lifestyle that people are looking for when they want to slow things down a little bit. So no, this is not some giant entertainment destination, but it is a place where the environment itself is the attraction. And for a lot of people, that's exactly what they're looking for. Now let's talk about who Topsail Island is best for. In our opinion, this area is best for retirees, second home buyers, remote workers, and people who just really value a peaceful kind of coastal lifestyle. If you want to wake up near the water, enjoy a quieter kind of pace, and spend more time outside, then this will be a fantastic fit for you. It's also great for people who want a slower rhythm of life without giving up access to restaurants, the beach, or the outdoor recreation. But it may also not be the best fit for everybody. If you want big city feel, lots of nightlife, and a very low cost in regards to the housing market, then this is probably not the right place for you. If you don't want to deal with the coastal insurance, the complexity of it, the storms, the higher maintenance, you'll want to think carefully about making a move here, because Topsail is not just a location, it's a lifestyle decision. And that's why people either fall in love with it here or they decide that it's not the right fit and they end up going somewhere else. So here is our honest take. Topsail Island can absolutely be worth it if the lifestyle matches your goals, your budget, and if you want a beautiful beach with slower pace of life, coastal character, and a life that revolves around the water constantly, and as well as the outdoors, then yes, it can feel feel like an incredible place to live. But if you're going to move here, do not just buy the dream. Buy the numbers too. Look at the house price. Look at the taxes. Look at the insurance. Look at the maintenance costs. Look at the full monthly payment, because that is really what determines whether Topsail is a dream move or a stressful one. So if you're thinking about moving to Topsail Island or anywhere up and down the coast of North Carolina, we'd love to be that team of choice. Hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you're notified every time we post a new video just like this one on all things Eastern North Carolina. Be sure to reach out to that information on screen, as we'd be honored to be the team of choice. And until the next video, guys, we'll see you. Bye-bye.